Perfect weather and great racing greeted drivers at the 2015 running of the Atlanta Fall Historics as the Stuttgart Cup and Mission Foods GT3 Cup Trophy USA moved to beautiful and challenging Road Atlanta. Round 7 of the series finds a 12-turn, 2.54-mile road course that not only provides elevation changes not found in many modern layouts, but one that's also a surprisingly quick circuit. Horsepower cars of the Mission Foods GT3 Cup Trophy will appreciate the fast straightaways linked by smooth corners, while the handling cars in the Stuttgart Cup will make up for the lack of horsepower in Turn 7 heading into the back straightaway and the Turn 10 chicane section. Drivers in both classes will need to enter Turn 12 with care as they set up for the run down the front straight to the finish line. It's certainly a challenging track, and drivers always wonder what they can take from one track to the next. This weekend's lessons apply to the last two events of the season, Daytona in November and Sebring in December. What's the takeaway? Long, fast straightaways and challenging turn sections. Learn to love them. Perhaps it was the weather, but more likely it's the ever-increasing level of competition that saw a record 9 different drivers win races this weekend in both the Stuttgart Cup and the Mission Foods GT3 Cup, beginning with the sprint races on Saturday. Driving his 4-liter Orbit Racing number 31 Porsche GT3, Johnny Gray proved his road racing skills this weekend as he went 2 for 2 in the Saturday sprints. Piloting the number 81 White and Blue 901 Shop GT3, Juan Gonzalez Jr. joined Gray on the podium in both races. Juan Lopez Santini took class honors for the 3.8-liter cars in both sprints in the Mission Foods GT3 Cup in his number 810 901 Shop Prep Porsche GT3. Terry Gray joined Lopez Santini on the podium in the runner-up spot in her number 60 white and orange Orbit Racing prepped machine. We caught up with Juan this morning to see how he's rebounding from last year's championship disappointment.
Last year was, it came to the last race. If you're following the series, you saw I was doing very well all year long, and the very last race I had a catastrophic failure of the transmission, which killed my chances. I think I missed by 1 point or 2 points the championship. I'm glad that I finished second, and I got a nice set of Pirelli tires for that also.
The 3.6-liter GT3 class also produced multiple winners at Road Atlanta this weekend, with Jonathan Ziegelman scoring his first trip to the top step in the opening sprint of the day. Lyndon Bernstein snagged runner-up honors to Ziegelman in his blue and white zebra-striped number 917 Porsche GT3. In race number 2 of the 3.6-liter class, Paul Reisman reversed his fortune versus Ziegelman as he took the checkers in his number 71 Porsche 997. Rounding out the 3.6-liter class podium Saturday was Carmine Rapucci in his Gilsdorf Racing prepped number 164 yellow GT3 Cup. The Stuttgart Cup cars also produced a multiple winner as Dominic Leque managed victories in both Saturday sprints in his Momo-themed number 30 Cayman S prepped by Goldcrest Motorsports. The 2 wins by Leque helped close the gap on series point leader Rick Stavola, who also stood on the podium for both races in his black number 22 Racelink prepped Cayman S. Stuttgart Cup Boxster class honors went to the blue number 70 Boxster with John Reisman at the wheel. In Saturday's first sprint race, Jack Baldwin took 3.8-liter honors in his number 73 GT Sport Racing Cayman S. You could not have asked for better weather or better racing as the parade to the podium for the sprint races showed. Saturday's weather and racing would be tough to top, but Sunday's BRM Chronographs Enduro would provide more of the same. In the Mission Foods GT3 4-liter class, Johnny Gray made it 3 for 3 as once again he topped the run to the checkers. Juan Lopez Santini also completed a trifecta of his own in the 3.8-liter class, putting his 997 on the top step of the podium once again. Jonathan Ziegelman took 2 spots on the podium Sunday. The younger Ziegelman not only paired with his father Alan to win the Enduro in their KMW Motorsports Porsche 997, but also co-drove with Lyndon Bernstein to finish second. Sunday's action in the Stuttgart Cup produced a fresh face for the weekend in victory lane as Bill Riddell and his number 05 Racelink Cayman S came home in the top spot. And for the 3rd time in the weekend, Rick Stavola in the number 22 Cayman S, also prepped by Racelink, was also a visitor to the Road Atlanta podium. Once again, both the Stuttgart Cup and the Mission Foods GT3 Cup trophy gave us the close competitive weekend of racing we've become accustomed to. After one more race in Georgia, the October Savannah Speed Classic on the Grand Prize of America road course, next up is Daytona and Sebring. Both tracks share long straightaways and challenging corner sections like Atlanta, but both venues are very popular and strong fields are expected. You might think, well, more casual, less capable racers. But to the contrary, it means more drivers who can't run every race weekend, but plan around these tracks, and more drivers who have commitments in other race series and free up time to allow them to run the Florida tracks to end the season. And you can be sure of one thing, they missed the taste of victory lane as much as anyone. Currently second place in the Stuttgart Cup standings, Rick Stavola, much like Lopez Santini, finds the off-track part of racing just as rewarding as the on-track competition.
It's a close-knit, Carmen's from Jersey and I'm from Jersey, and we've become friends through Mission Foods, Stuttgart Cup, and it's great because we all keep in touch. Everybody lives in different parts of the country, so it's nice.
Adding to that close-knit group of competitors in 2016 will be the Maranello Cup, which is open to previously eligible Ferrari Challenge race cars. Daytona Beach and Sebring, classic American racetracks, setting the stage for the final 2 rounds of the season. We'll see you in Florida.